What's up, guys? So, with Black Widow finally coming out today, we can discuss the film's alleged villain, which honestly is going to be Iron Maiden, or as she's being called in the film, Melina Volstikov. But nah, today I'm talking about the villain we already knew about, the Taskmaster. Who is this Skeletor-looking knockoff? What are his abilities? His origin? Well, buckle up, y'all, because we're going for a ride to find out. So basically, the Taskmaster is the controller of the Red Room, the place where Natasha, Yelena, and a bunch of others were trained to become assassins. He has photographic reflexes that allow him to mimic other people's fighting styles, and you can already kind of see that in the trailer with the bow and arrow and the shield. In the comics, his real name is Tony Masters. He was a mercenary for hire who worked for Hydra and sometimes even AIM. Back in 2008, before the MCU was really even established, there were plans to make a Taskmaster origin film that would have followed the character's backstory and took place around the time he had an intense feud against Moon Knight. But the film was scrapped and it never really even made it to pre-production. Alright, so what does that mean for the Black Widow film? Well, from the trailer and what I could gather online, Taskmaster is some sort of former love interest of Natasha's. I'm not clear on the whole story, but there's definitely something there. And we know that Ross will be in the film, but why? My speculation is that Ross is looking for the super soldier serum. Maybe not the traditional blue one, but the red one that they used on all the Black Widows. With the introduction of Valentina Allegra de Fontaine and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, obviously the MCU is building up towards the Thunderbolts, an anti-hero team led by Ross, which is made up of some of the villains we've already seen in the MCU. Ghost, Justin Hammer, Abomination, Zemo, US Agent, and of course, Taskmaster. Apparently at some point, maybe even in Phase 5, we'll be getting a Disney Plus show about this team. But back to the film, I'm guessing Ross hired Taskmaster to either obtain the serum or maybe just kill Natasha entirely. With that being said, what are his abilities then? Mimicry. This is one thing that I've been thinking about for a while. He's literally just an amalgamation of the Avengers. Literally. He's got Captain America's shield, Hawkeye's archery, Black Panther's claws, Black Widow's fighting style, and from what I can gather, some sort of AI in his helmet that's similar to Iron Man. His photographic reflexes even allow him to mimic superhuman feats, but to a certain limit. It's really unclear if he has some sort of variation of serum in him, but it's the MCU, so I'm willing to bet that he does. His costume in the film is a more updated, more tech-savvy version of his comic one, with the cowl and the skull mask being converted into an actual helmet. Ultimately, even though Taskmaster is being advertised as the film's main villain, as I said in the beginning, I'm thinking he's just a pawn or a secondary character to Melina, who will actually turn out to be the Iron Maiden. I don't know if they'll actually call her this in the film, or if she'll even don her comic-accurate costume, but I guess we'll have to see. Alright guys, well that was a little bit of insight into who the Taskmaster is. I guess we'll have to wait and see the film to learn a little bit more. And on that note, I'll see you on the review.